Hello, everyone. So one of the most common questions that people ask me is, how do you stop the negative voice from running wild in your head? So the negative voice is really when you overthink, when you overworry, when you find yourself constantly in the future thinking and worrying about something that hasn't happened yet, or that you're worrying that it might, or you might thinking about the past, and you might think, how is it going to play out, or why did I do this, or why did I do that? This kind of questions. So a lot of the time when I speak with my clients, I tell them that really we have two main voices in our heads, if you like. On the one hand, we have the unconscious mind, which is like, it knows everything about us. It knows where we've been, it knows where we're going. It's all the time trying to steer us in the right direction because it has the blueprint of our best version, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So this unconscious mind kind of sits on one shoulder and says, hey, do this, don't do that, go here, don't go there. It really guides us where we should be going, considering, or, so that we can get back into that best version of ourselves. On the other hand, we have our conscious mind. This is where all of our thoughts are, and all of our worries and all of our fears, because it's also the conscious mind is the house of our negative voice. And basically what ends up happening is that we have, on the one hand, we have fears, and on the other hand, we have expansion and alignment and harmony. So basically, when you're noticing that you are constantly listening to your negative voice, you can very much be assured that you are listening to your fears, to your negative voice, to the side of you that is thinking and therefore worrying. The unconscious mind doesn't need to worry because it just knows you do or you don't. There's no problem. So when we learn to listen to the unconscious mind, we find ourselves a lot more in alignment. Now, this was just like a pre-explanation to everything, but today I wanted to give you two ways to stop overthinking and to stop, this kind of crazy mental activity that runs in your mind. Before I do that, let me just tell you, my name is Einav Avni. I'm an empowerment coach and energy healer, and I work mainly with people suffering from negative self-talk. No, also, but mostly I work with people suffering from chronic pain and chronic illnesses or unexplained medical conditions. And yes, the negative voice and alignment is a very big part of the work that I do with people. So, Einav Avni from Untangled Healing, Untangled Coaching, this is me. Okay, tip number one of how to stop your negative voice from driving you nuts. So sometimes you go to sleep, and then as soon as your head hits the pillow, that's when you start thinking and going through all the day's events in details, and who said what to whom and why, and what should I have said and what shouldn't I have said, and all of these kind of things. Or maybe you're worried about what's going to happen tomorrow or what happened 15 years ago. I don't know. But somehow, for some reason, just before we go to sleep is like our best moment to lie down and think about things that we don't really need to think about anymore, because this is now time to sleep. Anyway, a lot of the time people say, oh, it's my subconscious mind that is bringing me all these thoughts. And I say, no, it's not. It's your negative voice. It's your conscious mind that is bringing you all this thinking, and it believes that it's actually going to help you deal with things. So it's trying to protect you. That's what it's always trying to do. So basically what we need to do is disengage between the subconscious mind, or what I call the unconscious mind, and your conscious mind. Because your conscious mind, your negative voice, is constantly telling you, you should worry about this, overthink about that. What will happen if this? What will happen if that? It's constantly trying to rearrange life so that it knows where to go. It knows how to preserve you, how to protect you. So basically, when you're lying there trying to sleep, all you can hear is the negative voice trying to tell you what to do. So there's a few ideas here, and all of them are basically down to this idea of disconnecting or disengaging between the two voices. So one thing that I like to do is to say, okay, now I'm going to park all of my thoughts. That's when I notice if my thoughts are really very, if they're running crazy, that's what I do. I say, okay, thoughts, I'm parking you for the time being. I don't need that. And then what I do is I say, okay, what is, so first of all, I kind of, I recenter, and I say to myself, what is the furthest sound that I can hear right now? And then because I am now recentering my mind, my conscious mind goes out there to try and figure out what is the furthest sound I can hear. As I'm doing that, I'm disengaging. My unconscious mind says, oh, thank God you stopped the chatter. Now I can go to sleep. And your negative voice, your conscious mind says, okay, now I'm thinking, what can I listen to? What am I hearing? When it comes back, if I'm not asleep yet, I say, actually, okay, now give me even further away sounds that you can hear. Usually by that time, I'm out. I already fallen asleep, because you see, the unconscious mind, if there was any reason for us to, to be worried or to be alert, it will let us know. This is what it does. That's one of the jobs that the unconscious mind has to do. I say unconscious mind. Another word is your brain, your amygdala, all of that. It's respond to. Let's say amygdala. It should be the vagus nerve. Whatever. I don't. It can be the vagus nerve for the flight, fright, or freeze. I always get myself confused with these parts of the brain. However, the function of whatever it is very clear. If you need to run, if there is a lion around you, it will wake you up. So the conscious mind that doesn't know what to do if there's a lion, that's the voice that keeps giving you all the fears. Okay, so that was number one. Similarly, it's things like, count how many blue things you can see in the room, or red or green, whatever. Or there's another one that says, give me 5 things that you can see, but describe them in details. So for example, I have a ball. This ball is red with black pattern, and it's hard. That's number one. Another one, here's a black pen that is nearly finished. So 5 things that you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. As your conscious mind is going through these lists and information, you disengage. Your unconscious mind says, right, I don't need to think about it anymore. All of a sudden, you are more centered, you are calmer, everything is okay. So you get this space for yourself. Okay, that was number one. Number two, the second tip that I want to give you today is one that I discovered for myself. It was really funny to discover this, actually. So once upon a time, when I was taking my daughter to school, there was this huge roundabout that we had to get through. Roundabout, if you're not familiar, is a circular road that you need to join the traffic so that you can move on to the next one. So it's around, and you come here, and then you merge, and then you go into, you exit somewhere. So I noticed one day that as I was driving, if I saw a long queue of cars leading to the roundabout, I would start feeling anxious, like, what will I do? Basically, knowing that the roundabout is very busy, and it will be quite challenging to merge with the traffic and then, go home. So when I understood that I was feeling this kind of anxiety or anxious feeling around the roundabout, I finally realized that actually there was no point, because when I was number 15 on the way to the roundabout, I couldn't do anything about it anyway. So feeling worried won't help me. The only time when I might want to be worried is when it is actually my turn to merge with the traffic, by which time I don't need to worry about anything, because I am in the moment. I have all of the information. I can see which cars are coming. I can see if I have a gap in the traffic so I can merge in, or I can see that actually I should really hold still and wait for some more cars to pass. So you see, when I'm car number 15, there's no point for me worrying, because I can't change anything. But when I'm the first in the queue, I don't need to worry, because I have all of the information, and I can do the action that is correct for me for right then. So sometimes when you're worrying about something, ask yourself, where in the queue are you? Are you number 15? Are you still a long way to go? Or are you first at the queue? And you will notice that when you recognize that actually you are at a place and time that you actually can't change anything, then there is no reason for you to worry, because there is nothing that you can do about it. But if you are at the front of the queue, if it is now the time for action, You don't need to worry because all the information, you have everything that you need for exactly right now. So for me, it was very helpful. This is something that I always share with my clients. And it's, it's very helpful because you see it for what it is. You really don't need to over worry. Over worry, you can change. If you can change it, do it. But if you can't change it, let it go. Otherwise, it just drives you nuts for no reason. Anyway, this was me. Just 2 tips for how to deal with overthinking and over worrying and all of that. I should tell you actually what is the part of the brain that is dealing with the fright or freeze. So just bear with me one moment. I have just the right thing here. Wait. Not here. Not here. I have something that. Okay, so the amygdala. See, I told you the amygdala is an important gland located deep within the temporal lobes of the brain. It is involved with the fight or flight reaction. And if the amygdala senses that you are in danger, it sends nerve impulses to the hypothalamus, which activates the pituitary gland, which activates the adrenal glands to produce the stress hormones known as adrenaline. Anyway, now I'm getting confused with my English, but anyway, that's what I was going to say, or that's what I was trying to say earlier. So your unconscious mind or your brain, or call it the amygdala, you tell me the terminology that you prefer. If there is real danger, it gives you the right sensation to look out for you. The conscious mind with a negative voice doesn't know anything, can hardly remember what you had for breakfast yesterday, and still gives you the impression that you should over worry, that you should try and have everything under control, that you should try and mitigate any possibilities that are about to happen. Not true. Seriously, not true. Let it go. Just let it go. Take a deep breath, look around you, find 5 things to say blue or red, or some things to see or smell or touch or whatever. And just remember that if you can do something about whatever is stressing you out, then go ahead and do it. And if you can't, then let it go. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Zainab Avdi from Untangled Healing, Untangled Coaching. And let me know what you think, how you feel. What do you do? When do you overthink? When do you over worry? How do you stop over worrying and overthinking? What tips do you have to share with people? Let us know. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.